So, hey, in this video we're going to be reading through Revelation 17, and in the next couple of videos we're going to be reading through the end of Revelation, because it's a good couple of chapters, to get an idea for what the end of the world, or the end of this world, is going to be like. So we're going to be reading through Revelation 17, starting in verse 1. The subtitle is, the heading says, Babylon, the prostitute on the beast. Now we have to keep in mind that this is a very symbolic book, so not everything should be taken literally. We'll try to look at it as we go. So in verse 1 it says, One of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came to me. Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits by many waters. With her the kings of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries. So maybe adultery is used synonymously just with all sin, as a metaphor for all sin, saying that humans in general, have indulged in her adulteries, meaning every human has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and a lot of humans continue in their sin. Verse 3 says, Then the angel carried me away in the spirit to a wilderness, and I saw a woman on a scarlet beast who was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet, and was glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hands, filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. The name written on her forehead was Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and the abominations of the earth. So this could be a reference to the beast, during the end times, the beast, or just a symbolism for all sin. That's up for interpretation, because I have not studied this. But, do your own research. To comment what you think. So I'm really not sure. It's very symbolic. Verse 6 says, I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. So you hear people say that in the end times, people for testifying about Jesus, they'll be beheaded. So maybe that's what this is this is probably what it's a reference to, because they were killed for their testimony. Jesus said in Matthew 10:22, you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. So that makes sense. And then continuing in verse 6, it says, When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. In verse 7 says, Then the angel said to me, Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and the beast she rides, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast which you saw was once, now is not, and yet will come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come. Alright, so now we know for a fact that the beast and the prostitute on the beast is a reference to Satan, because later in Revelation it says that Satan will be into the abyss, and he'll be sent to the abyss for 1,000 years, the millennium, until afterwards, where he'll be let out. But only for a brief time, and during that time he'll deceive the nations. Okay, so we got that out. So it's a symbolism for Satan. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads and 7 hills on which the woman sits, they are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, the other has not yet come. But when he does come, he must remain for only a little while. The beast who once was and now is not is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. They have one purpose and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them, because he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and will be, and with him will his called, chosen, and faithful followers. So, from this long passage, we can deduce from it that Jesus will have power over Satan in the end, because Satan's already lost. That's amazing. Verse 15 says, Then the angel said to me, The waters you saw where the prostitute sits are people, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to her ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire, for God has put it into the hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to hand over to the beast their royal authority. Until God's words are fulfilled, the woman you saw in this great city who rules over the kings of the earth. All right. This is a strange chapter, you know. So yeah, it just describes the prostitute on the beast. So if anybody understands it with deep clarity, please put some stuff about it in the comments. If not, we're going to read over chapter 18 of Revelation in the next video. Hope you like this video. Bye.